In this video, we are going to take a look at how to create a graph when we are given an equation. Please remember the form of the equation we've been talking about, which is y equals mx plus b. And in this equation, the m is your slope, and that tells us how we move from one point to the next. And the b is your y-intercept, and that tells us where the graph crosses on the y-axis. So we talked about how when you see the letter B, that always tells you where to begin. So if I was to graph this first equation, I would begin with my y-intercept of positive 4. So I'm going to find positive 4 on my y-axis, and I drop a point there. And then my slope, which is written as the fraction negative 2 over 3. The numerator represents the rise, which tells me how I move along the y-axis. And since the rise is negative, I'm actually going to be moving down. And then the bottom number is my run, and that tells me how I move along the x-axis. And since that's positive, I'm going to move to the right. So to get from my first point to my second, I'll come down 2 and right 3, and I draw another point. And then again, down 2, right 3, and I draw another point. I could also do the opposite of that. I can go up 2 and left 3 and extend my line in the other direction. Keep in mind when you're finished, you should always have a straight line that goes through all of your points because these are linear equations. Let's take a look at our second equation. Y equals 4x minus 9. So my y-intercept here is a negative 9. So I start at negative 9. And I see this time my slope is a whole number. So I'm going to make that a fraction by putting it over 1. So my rise is a positive 4, which tells me I will come up 4. And my run is a positive 1, so I'll come right 1. Again, up 4 and right 1. And then again, you're just going to draw a line through your points. Notice I'm extending the line on either side through the points, and there is your second line. Keep in mind, if your slope is a negative number, your line should be moving down from left to right, which you'll see with the blue graph. And if your slope is a positive number, your line should go up from left to right, like you're seeing with the red graph.